Con Ed station in Yonkers, 5:30 in the morning, exploded. It dumped 15,000 gallons of oil into the Bronx River. They were fined $700,000 for pollution. And if you want, I also have a video. It's the Ives Dairy substation in Florida, 1993. I have a video on my computer if you guys want to come over here. It's just a quick 15-second video of a substation exploding. And it just gives you perspective of what's going to happen if this thing does explode near houses. So if you guys want to see it, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Everybody else see it?
Oh yeah, I'll turn around.
Okay.
You want to see it again, or?
No, I don't think so. You turn around and show the public your line.
Now, the breakdown of this video is basically this substation is located in Florida, near golf course. Florida Power and Light had all their safety features, switches, monitoring controls. None of the switches or monitoring controls never told them there was a problem until, obviously, it was too late. Now, does O&R have a emergency response team? And if so, are they located close to the substation? Are they located in your headquarters? I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into this. So, if you want to watch it again, I'll hit play, but if not, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyone else? Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board. My name is Michael Shalali. I'm an architect, and I'm a friend of Ms. Allen. I did speak at the meeting last month, and I won't reiterate my concerns about the scale of this and its inappropriateness in a rural district. But I would like to bring up a couple of points that I've looked at since then. I'm not a land use attorney, but we've done enough projects where we think this action the town board is considering would require a seeker review. From what we understand, before you make a decision, that thorough State Environmental Quality Review Act analysis should be done. What we've learned since last month as well is that Orange and Rockland is proposing a number of substations in the region. And our concern is that these substations individually may not have as significant an environmental impact, but collectively their impact would be much more significant to our community. There's a concept called segmentation that I'm sure you're all aware of that is specifically prohibited in the seeker regulations, that an action cannot be segmented into smaller actions to reduce its environmental impact. And our concern here is that this is precisely what's being proposed. I have further concerns that, if this board acts and grants a special permit this evening, that, as you can see in the documents, there's really no regulations that guide the town, the planning board, in terms of how to treat this particular action. As you can see in the bulk table, there's no yard setbacks, there's no floor area ratios, no height requirements, that it seems the zoning ordinance does not anticipate this kind of industrial use in a residential zone. And it seems specifically this district was created, and I just want to give the town board some ammunition to make your decision and actually say that this proposal is specifically what should not be in a rural residential district. As it says right in the, I'm trying to get my iPad to work here. It happens to Bill Gates as well, so
Yeah, but he probably owns the company.
that the specific purpose of the rural residential district is to understand that most of the developable land in the town of Goshen is located in this RU district, and therefore the town has a vital interest in seeing this land either protected from development or developed in a manner that's consistent with the goals of the comprehensive plan. And I won't bore you with some of those goals, but they talk about the rural nature, the protection of the viewshed and the scenic corridor, which I can understand why this substation is smack in the middle of the radius of the scenic corridor. But further in the RU district, it talks about to ensure that development projects do not damage the quantity or quality of the town's groundwater supplies, protect the town's environmental resources, scenic views, preserve significant tracts of intact open space, and maintain the town's predominantly rural characteristics. It goes on to say that this district is to encourage the creation of safe and sociable neighborhoods, and to maintain property values of the land for proposed development of existing homes adjacent to such land. Two others, that to offer small-scale subdivision for landowners, and to permit the adaptive reuse of existing structures compatible with the town's rural character and historic architecture. And I think the members of the community here who are opposed to this would respectfully request that this town board deny this special permit at this stage before it goes on to a planning board and before it doesn't even have an opportunity to go before a zoning board of appeals, since it doesn't seem as though there's any zoning regulations that would be required to get waivers from in this particular situation. So I think we've given the board enough information to render their decision, and we respectfully ask you to say no to this substation. Thank you.
All right. By the way, a secret review will be done if you proceed, John. That's part of, before we make any decision on this.
Supervisor,
Yes.
are you intending that review be done in the context of a public hearing?
Probably will include it.
They'll have a public hearing as part of that process.
Could you repeat the question?
The question is, will there be a public hearing in part of the process of doing the seeker review? And the answer is yes. So there'll be another opportunity for the public to speak. Dennis, could you tell for the public what the seeker review is involved?
If basically what's going to occur, because it's an action which falls under the regulations of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, is that the town board and/or its professionals, if you will conduct any number of analyses of the project application and require and/or request any number of environmentally sensitive reports on various issues which may be developed once you begin your review. And that'll take place, I should say, subsequent to this public hearing, I would assume. And before any decision is rendered, the public and the board is entitled to know and study, if you will, the possible environmental effects of anything of this nature.
Thank you. Mr. Lippman?
I would respectfully suggest that instead of closing this hearing, we hold it open and continue this hearing in conjunction with the secret review at the same time, so that there are no deadlines in which you have to render a decision and so forth. You don't have to adjourn it to a specific date, because you will probably publish another notice in the newspaper and perhaps by mailing as you open the secret process. I think you could do it in one hearing rather than two. That's typically the way it's suggested.
That is accurate.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a question what the board's prerogative.
right, sure.
But at the public hearings, though, could we continue to take comments? Is that part of the process?